Hey, Tyler, thank you so much for making the time for this conversation. I've seen you at tons of trade shows, but can you give the people just a little bit of an overview of what you do and what Live Oak Bank provides for this industry?
Absolutely. Yeah, thanks, James. Tyler Lambert, I'm a lender on the self storage team at Live Oak Bank. We specialize in self storage lending. So, this is all I do every day is analyze self storage properties with potential buyers, sometimes sellers. But we take a laser focused industry approach to self storage lending, which proves beneficial throughout all the loan life cycle, whether it's application, underwriting, closing. We provide that industry expertise to try and make it as smooth of a process as possible.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Given that you're so laser focused on this one asset class and you've done it so immensely, so much volume, what are some things that first time buyers should know about? If you had to give them like just one piece of huge advice, what's the one thing you wish they would know?
Yeah, absolutely. So when it comes to being a first-time buyer or operator, what I like to tell people is, look at the cap rates, look at the in-place cap rates. A lot of first-time buyers are going to be placed in an SBA products, which is great because it can give you high leverage, so up to 90% financing, 10% down. But when we're doing something like that, as a bank, we want to see profitability. So a good rule of thumb that I follow is make sure that the cap rate, the in-place cap rate on the self-storage facility that you're looking at is equal to or greater than the interest rate that you're receiving on your debt, because that's a telltale sign of telling you that, hey, this facility is pretty close to break even and pretty close to profitability. So that's really important for people looking at a ton of deals and a quick way to say, is this property right for me or not?
Thank you. That's such a valuable point to look out for any first time buyers out there. But equally so, the industry has gotten so confusing with the way web rates are being advertised and what they mean for demand. How have you been helping people navigate this whole ECRI revenue management strategy that we've been seeing in the market?
Yeah, absolutely. It definitely proves itself difficult to get an accurate rental rate for your competition and for your market. Feasibility studies are a great way to get a very detailed report on where your market's at, where your competition is at. But I also think like Radius is a great product to give you quick feedback. To take a look at the market, because you're not going to be able to just Google rates anymore. You just can't, especially with the extra spaces, Cube Smarts. They're playing a different game than mom and pops are. So you need to dig a little bit deeper. You might go on Google and see extra spaces charging $20 for a 10 by 10, and that's just, not exactly true. It's, $20 for 1 month, and then they're ramping those rates up. So you know, you really need to take it a step further, pay for some good due diligence from some industry experts like Radius or a feasibility study specialist to really drill down and see, what the market is actually telling you.
Yeah, I think that's fantastic insights. It's never been more important than ever to bring in expertise and to dig deeper. So to that same point, Tyler, I'm going to challenge you. What do you see for the future of this market, future of this asset class, given the current economic conditions? How do you feel about self-storage in the next 12, 18, 22 months?
Yeah, that's a great question. Well, just from a banking standpoint, finance standpoint, we see interest rates somewhat stabilizing. If anything, they may go down at the back half of this year, which will be really helpful for buyers wanting to get into the industry. What I kind of see as a headwind this year is construction development. We've got steel tariffs, on the horizon, and we're already seeing some impacts from that. So we'll keep our eye on that. But as far as self storage as a whole and as an industry, it went through COVID just fine. If anything, it helped the industry. So it's kind of always taken whatever's been thrown at it. And I think it will continue to do so. I think it's always going to be a nice, stable asset to look into and a great industry for years to come.
Well, Tyler, you echo my own thoughts. Thank you so much for being so generous with your time and keep helping people make educated decisions in our industry. It's the people that make self storage so awesome.